We are live. Well, Blake is not here, but I am over here just to make sure that my mic is good because my mic has been misbehaving for the last few days. Okay. I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me good. All right. I'm excited about this interview. All right. Because Blake is such a catch, and I don't know why he's still single, you guys. Um, he's supposed to be here at 9:30. So listen, Randall was here exactly at 9:30, and no, they are friends. So I'm assuming he's gonna be here exactly at 9:30. But I want to know, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Am I too loud? Is my volume good? Is just so when we bring Blake over here, I do not want to embarrass myself because I remain the undisputed African queen. Do you understand? It's the interview that everybody has been waiting for. We are excited to have Blue from Ready to Love Miami. I'm expecting him here in a few minutes. Before he gets here, let's get to this. Hey everybody, thank you for joining us. I'm your girl, Mother from Mama, the undisputed African queen. Don't get it twisted. I'm excited about this interview about Blue because, he's a guy that, from the show, he doesn't talk much. So we assume he's going to tell us all about that. He is here. Let's begin. Okay. Hi. I don't like this. Why are you too small over there? I don't like. Cannot see you. Hold on.
I don't understand why.
Prefer that one. Yeah, I don't know. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Yeah, that's better. Hi.
Hey, how are you today?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. It's a little slow, right?
How is it?
It's kind of like a little delayed.
Not from my end.
Okay. So how are you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Well, can you hear me now? Is that better or is this getting better?
It's getting better. Yes, it is.
All right. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You're doing good. Excited to have you here. So many questions for you. First of all, how was your day? How have you been? Tell us about that. How was your day today?
Today was a good day. It was nice outside, so I went by the beach to relax a little bit. I can't complain. Everything's been pretty nice.
All right, all right. Now, let's get into it. So we were introduced to you. Everybody, every girl on the street seems to, we still don't understand why you're still single. All right. So I understand, you're from Jamaica. You have a Jamaican culture. Your parents are Jamaican,
Yes.
but born and raised in Miami.
No, I was born in Jamaica, but I was raised in Miami. Yes.
How old were you when you got here?
Uh, 7.
How has that been for you, especially, when trying to find love? Do you find yourself trying to get back to the roots? Like you want somebody, my husband went to school in the St. Lucia, you call it?
St. Lucia.
And you all introduce him to all those things.
I mean, you go with me. It's not. I'm not trying to go back to the roots, but I'm someone who's actually cultured too. So we have things to talk about. Could be other islands or someone who's well traveled. That's what I get from my Jamaican side of it. I want someone that I can actually travel and talk about culture with her at the same time.
So you're not really interested in somebody who wants to bring up your children with that Jamaican culture. That's not what you're
No,
looking for.
no. It could be no. I'm not settled on only the Jamaican culture. No, it could be any culture.
Okay, all right. Been married?
No,
Children?
I have one.
How
I have a
old?
little. He's 6 years old. He's a little boy.
6?
Yes.
All right. Okay, now let's get to the show. Sorry about that. So
That was
now,
the warm up, right? That was the warm
right
up.
now in
Let's
this
go dive into
interview,
the song.
if Blue does not answer our question, he has to take a shot. All right.
Okay.
If he has to answer our question, if he doesn't get to answer our question, he gets to take a shot. Now I have a question, which is a two-part question.
Okay.
And tell us about who you are as a person. Then also tell us about yourself as a potential. Tell me more about yourself as a potential mate for women who you're looking for.
Okay. So who am I as a person? I'm like before I said, I was very spontaneous. I'm definitely a go-getter. I entrepreneur all around. Um, very, very, clean individual, like exotic things, stuff like that. I'm pretty laid back. I'm not I don't like to argue that much. We can communicate, and once we finish communicating, we move on to something else. There's too much in the world to keep arguing over something that we can fix. You know. So, as a partner, like I said, I'm giving, but I'm also understand. I'm giving to the person, and I try to understand them, so we can adjust together. We all didn't grow up the same way, so that's what I can bring to the table. Plus, I will always push her to do better if I can. You know,
I like that.
I can cook, too. I can cook, I can clean, so it's not everything dependent on her. So if she has to go out of town for whatever, I can take care of myself. It's okay, and we can switch back and forth on that part of it too.
Awesome. So do you have issues with submissiveness, or what are your thoughts about that topic, because it came up during your show? What are your thoughts on that?
Some instances, I don't have a problem with it. It's not something I have to have, but it doesn't really bother me.
It doesn't bother you, but is that something that you're looking for in a
No,
partner?
no, I wouldn't hear her to submit to me. I want a strong woman.
Well, a submissive woman doesn't mean that they're not strong.
No, I'm saying I want to. I mean, I'm not saying that every woman has to be submissive to me. You asked me if I was looking for that, so I'm not going out there looking for you have to submit. You know what I mean? Said it kind of wrong.
All right, all right. So describe to me your ideal woman. Describe to me, like, when you go to the show and you get to the mixer, and you're seeing all these beautiful women. And first of all, what made you come to the show?
I want to try something different. You know, it's
What do you mean by that?
it's more everybody's on the same page here. They're trying to find their partner at the time. Because in my industry where I was working at nightlife, it's kind of hard to find someone when you're in a nightclub and music's playing loud and drinks are playing a factor. Sometimes ladies go out just to unwind, not to go meet other dudes in the club, or sometimes they do go to the club and meet a guy. We don't. It's different out in the industry. But I went into the process to see something different, where I was put in a situation where all is cut most of the red tape and go straight to the point.
Okay. So then when you get to the mixer and you're looking around and you're seeing beautiful women, what are your thoughts? What's going through your mind?
At the time, let's go communicate. Let's see what their thought process were. How do we connect or don't connect? That first initial conversation.
And what was your first, who are the women that you connected with first, through just physical by itself?
In the beginning, I could say it was Jeffrey because her and I we locked eyes because she had pretty eyes, and then
Did you say Jeffrey?
yeah, Jeffrey. We had
Yeah, I feel like I need a shot.
hey, well, that was the beginning though. So we locked eyes from there, and then Z, great conversation with Z, and Marcia.
And who? Marcia?
Marcia.
Yeah. Okay. So then, what went wrong, like down the line? Because if you connected with Z, why did you let Z go?
In the process, it's not only one person. It's a bunch of other people who have to make a decision. So when you're seen during a show, there's the elimination part of it. I can say she's in my top, but if the other men, I'm not saying they did or did not, said that she's not in their top, it's the more dirty rules.
Right. And so then Z leaves, and so then you're left with only two connections. You're left with Marcia and you're left with Jeffrey. Do you communicate that to them that you're the only two people
Well,
that
I was
feel it?
communicating with them. I was communicating with them like not everybody's the same, and action speaks louder more than words. Because anybody can tell you what you want to hear at the time, and if I tell you all you want to hear, that means that I win you over by just me talking because but when I'm when the talk is out the way, what after my actions? There's no more action, and they kind of miss that too in the process of it. So I did speak, but it's just that some ladies want to the sweet nothing. Just tell them everything they want to hear, but don't back it up.
Did you feel like you were having those conversations that when you say that, what does that mean? Are you saying that there was no substance in conversations, or were they demanding stuff that you were not, ready to give at that point?
In the beginning, some of the stuff they were not demanding. It's just that they didn't see action. They were. It's more of a, hey, he told me this, and or they heard certain things. They didn't go off. Okay, this person comes and sees me every time he sees me. He brings me my coffee, or he brings me my flower, or he brings me what I said to him that I like. Those are things
Right.
I saw like, okay, well, if my connection told me they like these two things, I started doing it. But because I didn't tell you I was doing it, you're supposed to see that for yourself. I don't have to tell you my actions if I'm doing it.
And Blue, to be honest with you, as human beings, and especially when you're ready to, if you're sincere, you're trying to look for a relationship or a connection on the show. You're not gonna have two girls on the same level. You're gonna be like one girl is not as. And so for you to come over there and tell us, oh, I have only two girls and they're on the same level, brother.
Well,
Who was your
like I
first
said,
connection between Marcia and Jeffrey? Who was your top?
um, the first connection in the beginning, it was definitely Jeffrey when he first we were making eye contact back and forth a lot. It was more um, genuine at the time. So I was like, okay, pretty young lady, well, same good energy. And then Marcia came afterwards, where she's more like she's outgoing a lot. I'm mostly outgoing, so it kind of like went back and forth. And then more we kept on talking. That's when certain things was coming out. I was like, yeah, it wasn't really meshing at the time because I don't want to tell the same every girl the same thing. Everybody has to be treated differently, so everybody have to approach them differently.
Yeah, everybody's different until you decide, what, I want to be in this relationship.
Right.
And so then you get to learn these girls and you go to on a group date. I remember the group date that you guys went to. It was Marcia, it was Jeffrey, it was you, Blake. And at that point you have the two girls that you want.
Right. But
Did
you look
you
at
make a decision at that point like, this one is more compatible with me than this other one?
yes, if you look at my drawing, I did. I'm sorry, I drawing the artwork I did. It was
Hmm.
more favored towards what Jeffrey was posting. I had and what Jeffrey put together. If you actually watch that episode again, you can see how I was
Hmm.
drawing. I was putting stuff together, kind of what we both were saying, and she did kind of the same thing too.
So I feel like you are feeling Jeffrey quite a bit then.
We're like I said in the beginning, everything was moving pretty. Was going through the process. Then
Was the
we
feeling
started talking.
mutual though? Because I remember when they sent you home, she said she did not see a connection with you. Then I remember her saying that. So then, were you blindsided by that?
No, because like I said, it started separating a little more. So by the time that episode came around, we're already a couple weeks in. So some of my attention that I was giving, I kind of took it back because
Why?
I wasn't seeing what I wanted long term.
She was not reciprocating, is what you're saying.
Right. Exactly. So if you even in my mind, if I'm gonna chase a young lady, there's so much chasing to do if the person doesn't give that back to you, like you said, reciprocating back. So I'm like,
Right. So
you got to.
you did not have a problem settling down with a woman with, as who is Jeffrey. She has three children. Is it three or two? Three children. You did not have an issue with that. That wasn't something that made
No,
you
because
look like.
I have a child myself. At least I know she knows she can be a mother figure. If he comes over, there's nothing I have to worry about. I
Right.
mean, sure he has her own. Yeah.
So then, you have this date. You're supposed to be meeting your exes, and you and Mark Anthony meets Jeffrey, and she has nobody to show.
Yeah. I mean, I did say in my
So how
confession,
was that? Was that like red flag for you?
I did. I said it in the beginning. Yes, it was a red flag. And I also, after she explained herself of what the situation was at the time, I was like, okay, I understand because things happen while they are not together. But I'm not going to hold that against her. I want to see has she elevated her life or grown up more, and she's mature from why the reason we're not around. I want to see that for myself. So when I first saw it, she didn't have anybody. I was like, that's kind of weird, but okay. And she explained herself, and I was like, I understand.
Was the explanation satisfactory to you?
One more time, sorry.
Were you satisfied with the response that she gave you?
At the time, yes.
What do you mean at the time? Now you're not satisfied? Going back
I mean,
to,
well, I mean, after see, like after hearing that last, something came out recently that they said she was not telling the truth. A lot of things. I was like, then that kind of throws your
is what came out recently, because this is the time you have to tell our viewers what is it that came.
you're breaking up. You're going in and out. Say it again, please. You're going in and out.
Can you hear me?
Just a little bit, right?
You can hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So you said, looking back, something came up recently, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it did.
What was
Something came
that?
up with her. I guess they're saying one of I guess a blogger said that she was not telling the whole truth. But like I said, at the time when I spoke to Jeffrey, she explained her situation to me. I'm going to believe you of what you told me, and I'm not going to force her to explain how traumatic of a situation she had with her exes. But I'm still trying to get to know you. That will come up eventually, if it's true or not. So when I made my
So
decision
she
when I was on the show,
so she never mentioned anything about, because it's nothing about, trauma or anything in the past relationship. She never mentioned that to you.
no, she told me they had their own differences, and at the time, I was not going to push the situation. It was very personal. So I don't want to. Eventually, if we continued on, she would tell me on her own time, and I give her respect. I would give that the credit. I don't want to force a situation on someone. It could be traumatic. It could be a trigger point. I don't want to start that as at the time.
Did you know she was married?
Yeah, she told me that.
Did she tell you how long she was married, or you never went into the details?
No, we didn't go deep in details.
Hmm.
Yeah, we didn't
Okay.
go too much deep into it. He's not. He's in my eyes at the time. He's not there. They're not married anymore. So I don't need to dig into that. Those are more later on
Interesting.
in comfort. And when she's more comfortable to speak about it, that's when I'll talk to her because she'll get very sentimental about it. So you know what? Let's continue our date. Eventually, we'll talk about it.
So you are genuinely connected. You are feeling Jeffrey at that point.
Yes.
Did you approach the opportunity with a strategy, or were you open to going with the flow? Because you're a laid back guy. Were you going there on the show saying, what, this is to be honest with you, this is a show where it's kind of game. It's like whoever gets to the end, you get exposure. Whether you're an entrepreneur or whatever you're doing, you get exposure. Did you have that? Did you watch the show prior to you joining?
Okay, so no, I didn't watch the show prior to joining, and no, I didn't go into the expectation of let me get to the end. That didn't cross my mind. I was going with the flow at the time, so it wasn't in my head. Well, I need to promote myself or no.
And how did they recruit you for the show, or how did that go?
I some a friend of mine sent me the flyer months before. I just didn't pay no attention to it, and then someone else, I guess, saw my pictures and they actually wrote me a letter in wrote me a DM, and eventually I read it, and from there, here I am.
Awesome. I'm glad you did that. Now, let me ask you about the you have two lounges or just one?
So we had one lounge, we just sold it. We're gonna open another one. We're pushing for like 30 more days because I'm moving it more downtown for Lauderdale. So we had one liquor store and one lounge.
Mm. So in the lounge, do you serve any Jamaican jerk chicken or something like this?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got
Okay.
good chicken there.
So
Very good. Yep.
awesome. Okay. So in my experience, men are very territorial. Right? Was it difficult to date women who had obvious connections with other men? Was that difficult for you? Because I know my husband cannot do that.
Nah, it wasn't
Okay.
difficult to me. It didn't bother me at the time because we all here for the same process. And when you make a connection with someone, then you guys are gonna be together, even if there's multiple men in the industry. I mean, I'll actually have the process because remember, I work in a nightlife, so I see all kind of different personalities all the time.
Nice. So you then never felt any type of way when Jeffrey is kissing somebody on that boat that you guys were in, and no.
We're grown men. Like, how you know if I'm talking to this lady in real life, I'm talking to a lady that's not on the show. When she leaves me and goes where she gets to go, I don't know what she's doing. So I got to come into an open mind until we make exclusiveness, like where we're together. Then I'm like, that's when I worry about it. Like, yo, you're not going nowhere else. I know you're at. You with me. Don't kiss no dude. But when you're dating somebody in real life, I don't know what she does when she leaves. She might say she's at work. How do you know she can call in sick or go somewhere else?
That's true. That's true. So prior to joining the show, were you in any relationship? And how long were you in a relationship prior to you joining the show?
Prior to the show, I was in a year and a half relationship.
So you did not date anybody and for a year and a half before joining the show is what you're saying?
Yes.
Or you were in a relationship for a year and a half?
No, before the show started, I was in a relationship for a year and a half. And then I dated someone before that for a year.
Okay, so you are ready. You are preparing yourself, like you're coming to this ready and open, to the process and hoping that you're going to get your person, right?
Yes.
I feel like you would have had such a good connection with Cynthia. I wish Cynthia came in the beginning. I feel like, if Cynthia came in the beginning, just like everybody else, like you two, you'd have had a good connection because, I don't see anybody for her.
Yeah, Cynthia's a grown woman. The only thing with Cynthia is that sometimes we didn't get to all go on all our dates like we were supposed to. And that's where we kind of couldn't get that one-on-one time. Every time we met up, it was in a group situation, like all of us. And then we have to mingle. So by the time I sit down and try to speak to her, it's like, okay, well, you have to go mingle with this person, go mingle with that person. And in my mind, that kind of like wears you down if you're telling the person over and over, different people about yourself, the same questions back and forth, So it was kind of like, it's not forced, but it's just we put a person in the situation. Like, yo,
right.
Tell me again what you just told him. Sometimes you just close up, right?
Yeah, but then you have cell phone numbers. You guys are exchanging. Like when this show started, they were not allowed to share any cell phone numbers. You guys are at an advantage where you can talk outside the show. You never did that. You never took advantage of that to get to know people.
We did. Like I said, the few people that we had connected with, we did speak, and then some of us didn't have each other's numbers. Because by the time the thing about Cynthia came in, we were already a couple weeks or a couple meetings in already.
Well, you thought so, but because Jeffrey was already, seeing so many other guys over there.
That's okay.
Not a little bit. I mean, she was smooshing and doing everything with all these people. Like, listen. So why you all don't like Blake?
Blake, that's on him. He shot himself in the foot, so Blake has to answer those questions.
What do you mean he shot himself in the foot? Tell me that.
I mean, when he came in, you're telling ladies that have kids that you don't want kids. That's called, and girls who don't have kids.
What's the problem with that?
The way how he went about it, which he shouldn't have been like that. You could have approached the question differently. Say, look, I already have my children, and I'm I'm relaxed. I'm already past the age. I don't want to go, pay all diapers again. I'm enjoying you're enjoying his kids are adults. Well, some adults, they're a teen. So he's enjoying himself. Because think about it, you have kids at an early age, all your life is focused on just you're taking care of your sons. Now
so it was the delivery, it's the delivery of the message you're talking about, right?
Yeah, he could have went in differently. Especially we just met these ladies. That was our first in meeting them. You just don't go straight for jugular right away. Just talk to them. Hey, I raised my kids. I'm a little tired. I want to have freedom now. I might think about it later on, or just tell them different things, but don't go straight at them like, no, it ain't happening. So that came off very harsh. I was sitting right there when he said it. I was like, oh wow, okay. You hurt half your feelings. That's why I think Morgan got up.
But can we? People are different. The way you communicate is not the same way I communicate. Maybe that's who he is, and I think that's who he is because he hasn't changed from the beginning of the show. That's he has continued to be.
But it's like you just met people. Like especially a group setting, you don't just automatically like just hurt all the feelings right away. Like you got to be a little bit more soft a little bit, but understand why they're asking these questions. Because some of the girls who ask don't have children, and they want children. You know what I mean? You just
Right.
don't. Yeah, the person who asked, she was asking a genuine question, and he was like, "Nah, it ain't happening." I was like, "Okay." You be like, "I plead the fifth." You know, you're like, say something else.
Um, oh my gosh, yeah. I don't. So you still keep in touch with everybody else? Do you still keep in touch with him, Blake? Does Blake keep in touch with anybody? Is a question.
He does, but I haven't. Like I said, we all have our different. Yeah, I think he's busy right now, so we all back to our regular lives and stuff like that. But I speak to him here and there.
All right. What is your take between London and Tony? You know, that fight, or not the fight, but the disagreement that they had, and Tony is saying, yo, let's go outside. I mean, was that necessary? Is that what
Um,
you guys talk about? Because he said, this is what guys talk about. Is that what you
it
guys
was
talk about?
it was not necessary, but it's like, guy, the can't come voice of men will be men, and sometimes some men want to show, the strength, but it, it wasn't really called for. We're all still cool, but at the heat of the moment at the time, I guess Tony felt attacked. I guess I don't know. 'Cause-
Whose side are you on, London or Tony? You
Second,
have to pick a side.
oh, whose side I'm on?
Mhm.
I'm on both their sides.
No, you have to pick a side or
I
we're
have to pick a
taking a
side.
shot. We are taking a shot if you don't pick a side. Are you taking a side
I,
or are
I'm
you taking
taking.
a side or you taking a
I'm gonna
shot?
take. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take. Landon's side for not letting it go further and just escalating it. And like, you know what? All right, cool. Because
I was looking
is
for, I was looking for this shot. I was looking for
nope. I'm nope, nope, nope.
Okay, so you're with
My
London.
tongue. Yeah.
Um, do you think London has any chance when it comes to Morgan?
You have to continue watching.
Come on, Blue, give us something.
Like, he's still. I mean, from what you see so far, she's still giving him.
No. I'm just letting you give
Still
us.
giving.
You don't know. I'm just asking you. Do you think that London has a chance with Morgan?
He has a shot though. Yeah. Give him a shot.
Yeah.
Because she likes.
Is it common for guys to have roommates in Miami?
Um. It depends because out here it depends where you live. It's a little expensive. Also, landlords will just automatically sell the property because the prices are up right now. They'll give you 30-day notice. So it depends on where you're living.
I
There's
don't
a
know.
lot
I
of
feel like if you're coming to Ready to Love and you're coming here telling me you have a roommate, that to me is like, dude, you go get your own space before you come to Ready to Love.
true. Like I said, everybody's different, and his roommate was his youngest brother. So I mean, that's family.
Mm.
I would not tell my brother you can't come stay with me or my
Well,
sister.
then that's that. Then in that case, it's not really a roommate. I mean, he's living with
Exactly.
your family. Then he should not be talking about roommates. Then
No, right. So how it came off, he didn't finish explaining to how what it was. Like all I heard was roommate. All he had to say like my brother lives with me.
right,
That's a family member, and that's nothing wrong with that. Especially in South Florida, a lot of the Latin cultures they all live with their family, and they save
hmm
money, and they buy big
I
houses,
agree.
and they
Hmm.
and they have car and have everything they want because they're all not working against each other.
Right,
So yeah,
right.
with him, his situation's a little different. That was his brother.
So do you keep in touch with the guy with the ponytail, Andre?
Yes, I do.
Have you given him any advice when it comes to your barber? Have you recommended anybody?
I leave that alone. That's what he wants to do. I don't give him no. That's his hair.
Now, I give him credit though. I give him credit for sitting down with James and being read and read and read, and he kept telling him, I'm in Forbes and I'm in Forbes. I give him credit. What were your thoughts on that? Meeting the ex when Cynthia introduced James to
Cynthia introduced James to
Andrea and
Andrea.
Anthony.
That was a rocky situation. I wasn't there, but what I heard, it was really bad. But I wasn't there, so I cannot comment on that one.
Yeah, that was tough for us to watch. Like I was like, oh my gosh, brother,
Yeah.
relax. But he mentioned, he's in Forbes and people should respect that. Okay, so I'm like, if you're in Forbes, maybe you should have a better hairstyle or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, tell me, I feel like because you're so laid back, all right. It's like when you're meeting these girls, it's like you're not really interested, because if you are interested in any of those, you have that thing in your gut, like, you know what, I'm gonna go for this girl, because men, if they see something they like, they go for it. I didn't see that. I didn't see that, that thing in you, like, I'm gonna go get for it. We're not like, the Tony situation in London, you know. Even if it's
100%.
just smashing and they were just going to smash and maybe it's not going to be long term, you do not have that in you.
I mean, like I said, you saw that. I mean, I went into the process and I didn't see what I was looking for. So I kind of like, you know
That's
what,
what us.
I'm cool, I'm good. But it's like the good thing is that what the girls were saying before and haven't changed. Like I gave what I'm supposed to as a man. I can provide, and I will, take care of what I do, and I'll give you comfort. But it's like if I'm putting out certain actions and I'm not getting no reception, no nothing back, I don't need to be pursuing too much more. I'm not gonna force a situation. So I kind of just chilled. And like one of my comments said, I got number twos. Ooh,
Yeah, you did. You sure did. You let us know. You did. So you are not, you get there in the mixer, you look at the girls, you are really not interested in any of them, but then you're open to the process. You never know what's going to
right,
happen.
exactly. Because just because I didn't when I first walked in, I didn't see exactly what I wanted, but the personality that could have won me over. And that's what I was looking for. So I was like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna try this out. I'm gonna see what you ladies are really about. And I got what I wanted to see, and I was like, okay, no,
Oh my
if you
God.
see my facial expressions and most of them, I'm like, what?
I see, we saw that. We saw that. Well, but everybody fell in love with your eyes. So, and nobody was there, As long as Blue is there and his eyes, everybody was like, where's Blue? Where's Blue going home? Blake should be going home. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't, I don't understand.
I mean, I appreciate all the fans and all the ladies, especially all the comments they sent me. Um, and some of the ladies were like, yo, they're spot on. Like they said, look, they didn't see my interest there, and I try to be as authentic as possible. I was not gonna sit there and be like, oh yeah, I do like you. No, I don't. I won't do that. That was never brought up to be like that. So I'm still gonna be a gentleman and do what I came to do. With girls and
So
everything.
then
Like,
there's this, so you're not too picky. You're not too picky, just there was nobody for you there.
no, I mean exactly. I wasn't picky at all. No at all. You know, even when you mentioned when they said towards the end, like, did they were mad at me because I was showing up interest? I kind of already said I got twos. I mean, I already said what I had to say. Like, so all of a sudden you're gonna twist it around like, oh, we kind of didn't want him. Like, okay, sure. Like, come on.
So can you tell us anything about the reunion?
um, everybody looks good.
It went good. Was there any drama?
Um, I don't remember. That was a long night. We were
Okay,
drinking.
right.
That was a long night. We were drinking too. So sorry.
Oh, okay, okay. Um, so in the beginning, you guys go to on a boat ride. Is it a boat ride or whatever you call
Yes,
it?
yes, yes.
And there's this argument between Jeffrey and Blake. Jeffrey is saying, Blake told me this and this. Blake is saying, I never said those things. Your thoughts on that? Who do you
I
believe?
mean, I believe Jeffrey because if you watch the episode, he froze up when she asked him, like, "Are you serious right now?" If as a man you're gonna defend yourself, you're gonna at that time. That's when you're supposed to say, "Hey, listen, what are you talking about? Let's not play these games. Please explain to me when I said this to you." But instead of you fumbled, she was like she hit him, and in the punchline, he's like, okay." So I'm like, okay, so that means she's telling you the truth. I'm confused because when they were doing that, when they were talking, I was one table next to them. So I was like, even at the when we did the group date when she started hitting them with punchline,
Right.
he started backing up. And I'm like, are you okay? Like, is this true? She's coming at you like hardcore. And you can't even answer the questions.
Right.
And I'm sitting here like, yeah, something's not right. So yeah, it's
And you
we'll see.
guys talk. You guys talk. You talk behind the scene and all that. So, but to see Swan and still pursuing him, what do you think about that?
to everybody, to each have somebody. If that's what she wants, if that's what she likes, go for it. I mean, in my mind, some women try to fix men, and some men try to fix women. So if that's what she's going for, go for it.
I don't know. Between that and then this conversation between London and Tony, and Tony saying if Marcia was here, you'd take. I mean, do you need anything else? I mean, when somebody says that to you,
I mean, hey, he had a one up. I mean, just like when Andre said, "Oh, do you like light skin, green eyes guys?" Those are throwing out stuff at someone that doesn't help you. That actually helps me because you're watching me try to see what her reactions are. So what Tony was doing is throwing out something to see what his reactions. But it was back and forth. It was just a little petty. I mean, the lady's already picking who she wants. Run with it.
we see Morgan, and Morgan is explaining that in her past relationship, what she did to the ex. And the ex has beautiful hair, beautiful looks, and it all disappeared.
Oh yeah.
Now.
Red flag on that one.
You
Big red flag on that one. That's a run. I'm good on that one.
run!
I'm a good on that
And
one.
especially London, he has beautiful hair over there, he has a cute hairstyle.
So it means tell me you should get mad. You gotta watch your back. Don't sleep one eye open on top. We heard that. I was like, yeah, that's wow. I'm not saying.
And she's still standing, she's still there, she's still, I don't understand it. I don't understand because I don't know. Because I can clearly see, she said, oh, that was me back in the day. No, that's Morgan right now. That's the Morgan we are watching.
Hey, we get mature. Maybe she was in her young 20s. She was in love with the guy. I mean, she was in love with him. I don't know. Things happen.
No, the way they explained that situation there, it wasn't about love. It was about control. Listen, it was a lot of other things. It wasn't about love. Okay. So, Blue, what are your non-negotiables? Get into this relationship. What are things that you're not compromising on? Do you have any?
I'm not really. The only thing that's no, I'm like I said, I'm negotiable. I adjust because, like I said, I cannot. It's non-negotiable if you can't adjust. Then I said that. That's the only thing I can say. If you're not willing to work with the person, then we don't need to be around. Be with each other.
So you go into a relationship open and whatever we can work through, even through your weaknesses. We can work through this.
Right. Because remember.
So then, if this is who you are and this is who you have been, so what failed in your relationship with the mother of your child?
So the difference between mother and dad, we just grew apart. We knew each other for almost 15 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
I was around through a lot of the stuff, like when her brother passed, and all that good stuff. And right when that happened, that's when her career started going a different way. I started going a different way in my career too. So we just started going different routes. She wanted to move north. I wanted to stay south. So it just didn't work. So it's like we're still good friends. Like hands down, we know each other before. Now we have a little one together, but it wasn't the same chemistry.
Right. Okay. Glad to hear that because we've been seeing many exes coming over here, like Blake's ex coming and saying many things about him. So I'm glad that you don't have those crazy exes.
No.
Making the internet.
They would have said the same thing. Like we just grew apart, and then the other ex before that, she actually she moved out the country, so she went back home.
Okay.
So that's that was the latest one. She moved back home. She got tired of being here. It was too stressful for her.
Home where? Jamaica?
No. She moved back to Venezuela.
Okay. All right. I like the way you're international. Okay. Maybe next time you're gonna have an African. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But the only problem is when you go to Africa, you're not coming back. That's
I'm okay with that. I do some events with South Africans now, so I'm happy with what I see.
Okay. All right. All right. So I listen. This was exciting. I was hoping to get to have you take a shot, but you have answered all my questions. All right, which is unfortunate. I really wasn't, trying to get you a little bit tipsy on this live. That's what we do. You failed me, bro. You failed me. Maybe next time after the reunion, you come back here and maybe we can chat it up.
We're gonna be more prepared this time. I'm ready.
All right. Well, I thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for your time. I know you're a busy guy. I appreciate you so very much for coming. Please let us know where we can find you. I know we can find you on IG.
Yes. So my IG actually put it as blue, BLU dash DASHTM, which is actually, I put it in my name so you can see it. So that's where you can find me on IG. Same thing for Twitter.
And what about your lounge? And what's the name?
I'm gonna post it up soon. So
okay, please.
Yeah, we have the name of the IG done. I'm just waiting till we're closer to being open, and then I'll go really hard on social media with it. So everybody.
Awesome. Please let us know so that we can promote it and everybody to make everyone know. We love seeing Black men winning. We are here to support you guys. Even when you're reviewing the show, we are not hating. We're just reviewing the show. You know what I'm saying? Sure. People should not be taking it personal when you're over here. Yeah. But you're a great man, a very intelligent guy, good looking. Keep those eyes, Yeah. I seriously don't understand why you're still single.
I guess before.
Even after the show, what changed after the show?
After the show, just answer more of my some of the questions that I've heard before. So now I'm going to be, pursue what I can bring to the table a little, more. So I took my eyes some more. That's all. But now I got to put some more time. Take less from work, and then going out there more in different atmosphere and in different places. No more.
Right. That part, different places, because I feel bad for you guys in Miami because everybody over there is fake. You don't know what's real. Like at night when they remove their wig, they remove their makeup, they remove their titties, you're left with it's like Halloween all over again.
But no, like I said, I'd love to travel, so that's what opened up the doors a lot more. So I'm
awesome. Awesome. That's a good thing. I love that. Well, I wish you the very best. Say hi to your son. Wishing you the very best. So share with us everything that you have on your IG, and then we can promote it on our Instagram and everywhere else. No. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Okay, thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Bye. That was fun. There you have it. Just but that was fun, you guys. Especially we have Z. Why did I freeze? Why am I freezing? We have Z coming up on Saturday. We have Jonique coming up on Monday, and more to come. We are gonna be reviewing also Big Brother Canada with a guy friend of mine who's a mentorship group with Kamisha. All right. Excited about that. It's coming up on Monday. All right. So tell everybody that we are busy on these social media streets. All right. Appreciate you all. You have a very good night, and I will see you guys very soon. It's a grow. Mother from Mama. Don't get it twisted. Subscribe, like, share, and I will see you again. Bye, everybody.